We'd like to thank the Quaker Valley community for this opportunity. I'm John Orsini, a principal with BSHM Architects.
Hi, I'm Patricia Cully, Associate Principal with Boland Sywinski Jackson.
BSHM has extensive and recognized experience in K-12 schools. We have worked on K-12 schools since the 1960s. Our portfolio also includes master planning for districts, athletic stadiums, tracks, field houses, and associated buildings. In addition, we continue to work on fine and performing arts centers, libraries, and higher educational buildings. These complement the spaces in Quaker Valley's overall new building program. Why focus on education? Knowing each day that your daily work affects multiple people's education is as rewarding as any building type. Educational buildings are our passion. Our work prepares students for the future.
Boland Sywinski Jackson is a nationally recognized architectural practice that works on a wide array of project types. In our experience, this variety sparks innovation. The program types most relevant to the new high school include our work with higher education, innovative workplace, and K-12 independent schools. Our designs are transformational for their users, and each project informs the next. We are so excited for this project for so many reasons. There is an amazing site, an excellent program, and we're doing something for the public good. It's also a great opportunity to bring together both BSHM and BCJ as collaborators to work with you at Quaker Valley.
We have carefully selected a team of design and project management leaders who represent some of the brightest and best talent our firms have to offer, in an effort to match the excellence and passion of Quaker Valley. As two mid-sized firms, we offer a strong level of service and care for our clients. We are selective about the projects we pursue because we want to maintain this high level of care and quality. We work with our clients over the course of many years, developing strong collaborative relationships founded on trust and shared passion for the work. We are personally invested in your success. Our leadership team offers a blend of powerful expertise and local know-how. I will be your senior project management lead and the day-to-day contact. I will oversee all key meetings from the start of the project to the finish. Byron brings over 3 decades of experience delivering public K-12 projects and will serve as the principal in charge, managing business relationships and contracts along with myself. Bill Cook similarly brings decades of experience delivering public K-12 work in Pennsylvania and will manage the production of documents for the design and administration during the construction phase.
Kent Servier and I will be leading the design process along with Kate Spires. Kent brings a long history of delivering projects for public K-12 institutions, and I have delivered many public projects in Pittsburgh with large stakeholder groups. Kate's experience at both BSHM and BCJ has been critical in our partnership. She will act as a conduit, blending our firm's expertise into a robust program for the new high school. In addition to this core leadership team, we have a larger team of designers and engineering experts with whom we bring long relationships. For example, BSHM and Karpinski have been working together for 40 years. And at BCJ, we have worked on high-profile projects like the Frick Environmental Center with La Quattro Bonsi. We will work holistically with this larger team to deliver a well-designed, high-performance project for you that will stand the test of time. All of us are so excited to get started.
This blend is about a lifetime of learning. 88% of Quaker Valley students continue to college. Our team's experience and approach for Quaker Valley is centered on a lifetime of learning. Our work includes innovative workplace design. This innovation starts in the business world and then is included in both higher educational buildings and high school design. The understanding allows our team to include the innovation in your new high school. BSHM in the past 4 years has designed and constructed 3 high school buildings above $50 million and 1 at $45 million. The aspirations outlined in brain spaces in the district's comprehensive master plan provides the goals and desires of your district. Our experience in the design and construction of buildings of this size has prepared our team for the experience required to provide these goals.
As a team, we are experienced facilitators of the stakeholder engagement process, accustomed to working with diverse, engaged communities. But we also understand that sometimes community members don't always agree with each other. And we know how to create a successful process for all of these circumstances. We are holistic thinkers who leverage sustainable design strategies to create safe, healthy spaces that offer a strong return on investment. All of these elements will serve to make this design process for the new Quaker Valley High School very successful.
During our discussion, we will talk about your site opportunities, 21st century collaborative learning, and approach to project delivery.
The new high school has the unique opportunity to leverage this site to create a place of civic pride within the community. By spanning 3 jurisdictions, if designed well, it could become a tool to link the community together. The challenge in doing so is that each jurisdiction has its own identity, and we need to recognize that. Throughout the project's life, from the visioning stage through occupancy, we're committed to finding opportunities to show that the district is and will continue to be a strong neighbor to the entire community. Working nearby on the Frick Environmental Center project, community input was vital to shaping the project, including the incorporation of this outdoor amphitheater, which you see in the image here, that worked very well with the existing topography. For the new high school, we've already thought of ways to leverage the site more, minimizing retaining walls and incorporating terracing to better engage with nature. Your new high school sits atop a steep hillside, as you know. However, we find this to be an amenity to the project, not a constraint. We've worked with Challenging Topography on many projects, and we seek to use this site's topography to our design advantage. We will work with all of our consultants, including our landscape architect, the civil engineer, and Quaker Valley civil engineer with our architectural team to properly site the new high school building on this really amazing site. Now, we understand that the original concept for the project was to remove the ridge and create a larger flat pad for the new high school, which is indicated here in the red dashed line. Now, this sketch looks at making less disturbance to the site. It uses the grade to potentially separate vehicular traffic from the open program spaces, and it steps the building to take advantage of natural daylight. Alternatively, you might want to tuck the building into the hillside to make better use of the topography, while also creating a hierarchy of program elements within the building. In this sketch here, you might locate the common and open areas to the left to take advantage of the longer views down the valley and across the river. You might also locate the classroom spaces tucked into the woodland area to have a more intimate relationship with nature. The topography can also provide for separation of pedestrian and vehicular circulation for safety and flow across the site. Ultimately, there are many potential design solutions, and it's been fun working closely between BCJ and BSHM to work through these initial concepts. We would love to work with you at Quaker Valley to create the best solution for your new high school. 2 recent examples working with Challenging Topography that we want to mention include our work with Kansas Hall at Carnegie Mellon University, which is a project in Pittsburgh, and the East High School in Youngstown, Ohio. Both of these projects situate the building to work with their topography, meandering downhill to allow for better views of nature, clear circulation pathways, and opportunities for education on display.
The district's thoughts on stadium placement at Camp Meeting Road allows community access to the site. This approach may allow the stadium to work with the topography to provide a natural goal for bleachers. Our site analysis will also investigate the relationship between the athletic fields and the field house or the high school. Quaker Valley schools may decide to include the stadium and/or practice fields to be closer to the school or as an integral part of the building, as seen in the center photo of UA.
So what's our firm's experience with sustainability? Since our firm's inception, sustainable design has been an important and guiding factor in the design process for both of our firms. We start with a broad understanding of the site. At that bird's eye level, we try to understand the passive design strategies, including the arc of the sun's path, the prominent view corridors, and recognizing where the wind is coming from. We want to understand how these natural elements can and will inform the building design. As we zoom into the site more, we recognize the site's natural resources, including the woodland areas, the forested wetlands, and the community amenities like the walking trails. One of the biggest natural systems we need to address on a site this large is the water system, particularly with as rainy a region as we have here in Western Pennsylvania. Our design approach to water often starts with maintaining the ecological water flow of the site as naturally as possible. And what that means is trying to understand where rain goes once it falls on the site. By thinking holistically about these large systems, we can better integrate the building design into the landscape. More specifically, we think through how to manage, filter, store, and dissipate the water around and from the site, as well as potentially reusing the rainwater. Some of the site design elements we can use to manage the stormwater include natural features like green roofs, rain gardens, and construct wetlands. And we integrate these with hardscape approaches like pervious surfaces. Through our sustainable design approach, we aim to create opportunities for outdoor learning, safety and security, and instilling a sense of exploration for the students. Connecting to nature, understanding the history of the place, and the surrounding views are all important factors that inform the design process. This diagram here shows the many sustainable design features that we used at the Frick Environmental Center project, which is a net zero energy building and a certified living building. All of these various features and amenities work together in an integrated approach to sustainable design. When we look at sustainability, we don't just focus on energy, but we look at water and materials and indoor environmental quality and future-proofing of the building. However, we understand that with all of these items to consider, it may be difficult to know how to prioritize them for your project. And one method we've found that works very successfully is to chart these items relative to their feasibility and strategic value for the project. Now, both of our firms have a robust portfolio of projects that have achieved high levels of sustainability certification, including the AIA COAT Top 10 Award, which is the highest recognition for sustainability that you can get in the built environment. We particularly want to note that BSHM has recently been recognized internationally as a leader in LEED certified schools. We encourage the opportunity to use sustainable design features of the project to align with and inform the education of the students. It's this idea of designing a living laboratory. This thinking and design approach provides direct opportunity for student learning outside the classroom, which ultimately better prepares the students to address the challenges of the world when they are adults.
21st century learning is about opportunity and collaboration. BrainSpace's work defines elements of this approach through the use of adjacency diagrams, as well as collaborative teaching workrooms and small and large group rooms. This direction provides a learning environment that allows all students spaces to engage and experience the Quaker Valley educational process. 21st century schools can provide an open approach to spaces. Safety becomes a key point in the design. How do we keep our community of students and staff safe? At Heights High School in Cleveland Heights, we utilize a series of layers for entrance into the high school. At each layer, a person is verified prior to entrance. This district decided to include a conferencing center at the administration suite for parent-teacher meetings. The final layer of security is to the academic hall. Parents and guardians remain in the administration suite. Students and staff are allowed access through the final layer. We call this approach an onion. The success of this space is the approach of the design. At Revere High School in Ridgefield, Ohio, security also occurred at the academic pods. If needed, entrance to each pod can be secured through the use of a pair of doors, as we see with the vertical red dashed line. In addition, egress is provided from classroom to classroom to an exit. Egress can occur in the classroom and not in the main corridor. This approach was reviewed by the Ohio Department of Homeland Security. Collaboration and visibility is at use at Licking Heights. The extended learning areas include areas for small groups as well as larger groups for group collaboration. On the right, the Design Innovation Hub at Kent State is a similar concept to your approach of commons and collaboration. Areas in both buildings relate to the teaching spaces they surround. The Kent building interweaves collaboration, small group rooms, and maker spaces with teaching classrooms and labs. Your POR, or Program of Requirements, includes spaces similar to this. Our interactive approach to study the relationship between program spaces, collaboration spaces, and visibility is a process with the project team. At the Design Innovation Hub at Kent State, a physical model was utilized to study the adjacencies. Colored blocks, similar to Legos, were a tool that provided a visual relationship between program spaces and functions. Each color represents a specific discipline. With this process, Quaker Valley has a better understanding of adjacencies, of the interweaving of program elements, and of the collaboration between the commons and the teaching stations. The openness of schools, as well as the interweaving of disciplines and commons, provides varying approaches to overall building circulation. Patty described how our building may minimize excavation and maintain the beauty of the river valley and the woods, while providing a hierarchy of programs. The building may include both vertical and horizontal adjacencies of teaching spaces and commons. With this, our review will include the distance of classrooms and the overall building circulation. Vertical circulation was utilized at Cleveland Heights High School because of the existing building party and overall site constraints. The approach was to provide 4 academic pods, which can be based on grades or disciplines. Vertical circulation is at the location allowing students a timely access from floor to floor. Berkshire is currently under construction. This building utilizes a horizontal approach. The collaboration spaces, similar in concept to the information as provided by Quaker Valley, provide areas of group gatherings, access to assembly spaces, gyms, cafeterias, and academic pods. Visibility and clarity of circulation simplifies the time of class changes. Master planning and brain spaces documents included the potential for exterior learning areas. Berkshire, with the existing grade elevation changes, similar to the site for the new Quaker Valley High School, allowed the building to be sited into the hillside, providing a natural amphitheater. The location of this teaching space is adjacent to the educational pods. This will provide space for lectures and/or performances for both school and community. The ability of space to be modified allows for a greater opportunity for its overall use. Firelands, a modest high school building of 600 students, had a limited budget. Each space provided 2 different functions. This is the entry of the school on the left. It is also an extended learning area, a small lecture space, a media center, and a student gathering spaces. And this was designed all based on conversations with Firelands and with the community. At Ansys Hall, this space was designed to allow for future modifications to the mechanical system if the direction of makerspaces changes. In addition, this particular space is located to allow students and staff to utilize exterior spaces. Building adaptability is critical today. Both Carnegie Mellon Anstis Hall and Cleveland Heights High School provide an identity of place based on the interaction with community and the associated architecture. When one drives down or passes the new Quaker Valley High School, the thoughts and comments should be specific. The iconic approach of place will allow the building to be recognized only as Quaker Valley High School. Each project is specific. Community engagement becomes central to the direction of the team's portfolio of work. There are two phases of engagement. One, visioning, allows a community, a district, and a school to discuss their thoughts on what Quaker Valley High School can be. The visioning groups includes parents, community members, teachers, board members, and students. During the design of the process, additional engagement occurs at each project phase. The design team will have user group meetings to discuss specific educational disciplines, as well as the overall building's direction. Again, this will include a core group of staff, administration, community leaders, and students. This allows Quaker Valley to be heard at all aspects of conceptual design, elements of programming spaces, as well as opportunities associated with the overall building, adjacencies, and site elements. This is the process we used at Firelands High School. It allowed Firelands community to be engaged. This garnered excitement can be seen in the image taken a few weeks ago. Here we have students signing a beam for their new high school.
We use a wide range of tools to engage project stakeholders. These tools often include hand sketches, renderings, and physical models. Recently, we've had great success with virtual reality as a tool to build informed consensus. What these tools allow the team to do is convey design concepts while also allowing the participants to provide real-time feedback that can directly inform the design. It's a two-way communication tool. We will build on the significant work that the school board has already completed, helping to foster a transparent, interactive process with the community. We want your voice to be heard, and we'll garner feedback via surveys and presentations. We've done this work very successfully before at the Frick Environmental Center project and many other projects within our portfolio.
The team was established because of the understanding of place. Our team is of the area. Our projects are regional and located in the Pittsburgh region. Visits to the Quaker Valley site is critical to the direction of design and the understanding of the hillside. Buildings become quite specific to their overall placement in the site. We are also one team, one fee. Because of our location, being in Pittsburgh and Youngstown, our reimbursables are limited to those included in the contract you submitted. In addition, our team, the people leading design, the people leading documentation, is available at all times to interact with the community, as well as to visit the site during the construction to see opportunities as they arise. Our team is structured to include a continuous team of managers and a team that works on all aspects of the project. BSHM is the architect of record and will manage the project. BCJ will lead the efforts in innovation and design. In addition, BSHM will be the team lead during construction administration. Our approach with leadership in specific phases of the project are defined. The team is integrated and interweaved. We reviewed the schedule for this project. Our review included aligning the site design with the building design. To manage schedules, we have, on project of this scale, provided early site packages and foundation structural steel packages to aid in the completion of the building. This is a part of the process that we have utilized for larger scale schools and sites.
Throughout the design process, we will be communicating with many different stakeholders, including the core project team, the steering committee, the school board, and the community. Creating a roadmap for that communication is the best way to ensure that all stakeholders are informed and that the design process can progress to meet the project schedule. Early on in the project, we'll sit down and create that roadmap with you. Also, the roadmap is planned in the context of your academic calendar to understand outside influences that will affect the design schedule. The roadmap also includes major milestones for the project approvals, including when and how to engage with the zoning department, the building department, and other regulatory agencies, all in an effort to create a successful project delivery process.
Controlling cost includes program, design, and schedule. When looking at cost, one must also review opportunity. Throughout the project, the team, Quaker Valley, the construction manager, and the design team will review elements of opportunity with associated cost. The process includes a series of estimates at each critical design phase. Both the construction manager and the design team provides cost estimate at schematic design, design development, and construction administration. These two estimates are reviewed and reconciled. This is a line-by-line, itemized list that can be related to the entire project or a specific opportunity. At the design development phase, where cost and opportunity cross, BSHM typically provides a cost estimate at the midpoint. The construction manager provides an estimate at the end of design development. These two estimates at differing times during the development phase provides opportunity to review building systems, make potential modifications, and be included in the second design development estimate as provided by the construction manager. This approach allows the team to review the process of the building and site design incrementally. Teamwork and reconciliation of the estimates provide a clear understanding of the overall project cost throughout the design development phases.
Knowing the greatest opportunity for influence occurs at the beginning of the project, as John had outlined. We've developed a parallel programming and design process that we feel will be very useful for the new high school. This process develops the conceptual design in parallel with the program verification and the technical design criteria. By developing all together, these three elements, again, conceptual design, program verification, and technical design criteria, we ensure that the critical elements that inform the design are identified early in the project when we know there is greatest opportunity for influence at the lowest cost. This entire process that we've outlined today is all in service to creating a holistic design delivery. This is going to be a beautiful building that will serve your community for years to come. And again, we cannot express enough how excited we are with this wonderful site, program, and the ambition of what will be an amazing new place of pride for the community.
We would like to thank Quaker Valley for this opportunity. As Patty said, we are so excited about this project. So why should Quaker Valley and the board pick the BSHM BCJ team? We bring a level of excellence and skill that matches that of Quaker Valley. We are leaders in K-12 design, but we also bring a diverse experience working with the universities and companies your students want to join after graduation. Carnegie Mellon, Seton Hill, University of Pittsburgh, Twitter, Apple. We are delivery experts. We understand that when we are working with public projects, we have been entrusted with public money. It is a responsibility that we don't take lightly. We know how to deliver schools on budget and on schedule, with a proven track record of doing so.
We are experienced facilitators of design and community engagement, leading an inclusive process that makes everyone feel heard while keeping the project on track. And we're holistic thinkers who understand how to do more with less, whether that's leveraging a site to minimize earthwork cost and forest disruption while capturing views to the surrounding landscape, to creating living laboratories that put stormwater management or net zero energy building, if applicable, on display as an education tool. Your high aspirations and level of excellence is such a point of pride, and we have the expertise, innovation, and enthusiasm to create healthy spaces that support the whole child for this new school that will set a new bar within the region. Thank you.
Thank you very much.